Yo, I just recorded my first magic moment since I've been back from Fiji. I mean, it's like technically because I do believe, I very much believe that I've been speaking about my magic moments throughout my normal episodes. But this one was just a simple 60 seconds, right? The ones that I promised to myself that I would do when I was in Fiji. If you haven't watched that, go check it out real quick. Come on right back. If you have seen it, I talked about how my nickname growing up, my kid name, like the when you cutify a name, like parents cutify a kid's name. My name was Filipek, right? It was my name plus EK at the end. And now I've embraced my identity as the Energy King. I've been talking about it day in, day out in these episodes. Sometimes I specifically reference it, sometimes I don't. But I've been talking about it for a while. I've been thinking about it for a while. And I've slowly started to shift my at-home identity here to Philip EK Jax, right? Whether that's through like on my channels, like on my accounts. Like I've been adding that as a part of who I am because it is. It is, and it's also a reminder that whenever I see EK, it reminds me that I'm the Energy King, the ridiculously wealthy Energy King. But I haven't added that to the nickname yet. The point that I'm trying to make is that I don't believe in coincidences. And yeah, adding EK to the end of a name is very common, or can be very common in like Polish households, in the Polish language, right? So, granted, I see that as the case. And yet, I also returned to this nickname. I could have created any nickname, truly. And yet, I was drawn to EK. I was drawn to being EK. It connects. It connects for two reasons, right? You may believe in coincidences. I do not. But it connects because even if it's not a coincidence, what does it do? It reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of that little kid that was running around filled with energy, filled with love, right? Before the world got to me and taught me all these lessons that, for better or worse, changed me. And it made me who I am today, but there's also moments where I got scared, where I held back, where I wasn't who I knew I was. I wasn't myself. Having this nickname reminds me of that playful, childlike version of myself. That's why it's so magic to remember something like that, to experience something like that. I'm jumping on this trampoline, right here. Yeah. I'm jumping on this trampoline every morning, and I now see just one more example of how I'm showing up as the Energy King, right? I've shown up in such a good way. This is bright and early, Philip, right? You're getting me not at the end of my day when I let a bunch of stuff happen. You're getting me right after my magic moment, but it's also because the magic moment was so awesome to me and it really warmed my heart so much that I felt like I just had to record. And I might just make this today's episode, right? You're getting me like, pre-shower. All I've done is brush my teeth, but you're getting me like pre-shower. I haven't even gotten dressed, still in my pajamas. You're getting me bright and early. You're getting me raw. Pause. Wait, no. I'm gonna leave that in. But back to the whole thing. I often find people who don't agree with me about the idea of, coincidences. And, oh yeah, coincidences exist, chance this, chance that, luck this, luck that. And you know what? To each their own. Do what you gotta do, believe what you gotta believe. But I'll ask you this. Those beliefs that you have, whether or not coincidence exists or don't exist, luck or not luck, destiny, not destiny, is that belief that you hold empowering you or disempowering you? Like, seriously. Because when I sit here and say coincidences don't exist, it's not something I can prove. It's not something that I can give you tangible evidence of right now. I could give you stories, I could give you anecdotes, but that's not how the scientific method works. I could just tell you what I believe. It's in that same way that if you don't believe coincidence exists, can you really prove that to me? Like, is that possible? Sorry, I got distracted. Looking at some builders outside. But like, can you convince that to me? Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe we're both just living lives of beliefs that aren't based in fact, but based in, well, just beliefs. And so I ask you, this belief of yours, whatever it may be, is it empowering you or disempowering you? Is it helping you grow? Is it helping you be better? Is it helping you show up as the best version of yourself? Or is it allowing you to stay small, allowing you to be afraid, allowing you to live a life where you're letting life happen around you rather than making life happen for you? I'm curious. Because the reason that I have this belief of, coincidences don't exist and everything happens for a reason is so that I can see the good in every tough situation, every single one of them. Anytime that someone extremely frustrates me, anytime I feel disheartened or discouraged, anytime I feel doubtful, I know it's for a reason. I know that there's something I'm missing or some different question I need to ask in order to get a different answer and get to a different place, right? Having the belief that nothing is by accident, not from God, not from the universe, allows me to see greater meaning in everything that's happening. It gives me a more rich existence, more rich experience of life. And I'll be honest, the reason I know this is because I've tried both out. The first 21 years of my life were built on, coincidences happen. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you're so lucky. Oh, no, we could change our fate, yada, 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 right? That's a whole separate thing. My bad. I didn't mean to say that one. Subconscious thoughts, I guess. But yeah, I've lived 21 years where I was disempowering myself by letting life happen around me, and I'm not making life happen for me, not being the creator of my own life. I've always followed, or as of late, I follow this, I guess, like path of thinking, of living, where I say, or where I hear, God guides us. God is at the steering wheel, but we are on the gas pedal. We're on the gas and the brake, right? Meaning the life will happen around us. Life will happen for us. It'll guide us in the direction we're meant to go in, no matter what bumps are in the road, no matter what traffic lights we have to stop at, whatever happens. We will be guided on that path. But we're the ones that decide when we go and when we stop, right? We're the ones that decide, oh, there was a bump in the road, I gotta slam on the brakes and not move for the rest of my life. We choose that. We choose that. When I say like things that I think aren't coincidences are like when I meet someone special, right? I meet like an important person in my life, or I see an important thing, or hear an important piece of advice, or like read an important book, whatever. Some piece of information that sticks out to me. For that to happen, I need to go out into the world and find those, because I forgot how I was structuring that sentence to finish it. Those pieces of information, right? Those important pieces of information need to be found, right? Yeah, a lot of them, if I'm just laying in bed, I could probably hear scrolling on my phone, right? But when it comes to like meeting people, who am I going to meet by staying inside in bed all day? No one. No one. I may meet people on the internet, but is that really, really meeting people if I don't end up, taking steps and effort to get out from behind the screen, or even like go as far as like FaceTiming and stuff like that? Like, that's not what a majority of my interactions were before. So there's a point where you do have to accept what's happening and take it out into the world. Take it out with you. This is me fully forgetting the point that I was trying to make, other than, I believe that life is happening for us. Every single one of us. No matter what tough experience you're going through. Trust me, I've been through my fair share of them. No matter what you're going through, it's happening for you. And there's a lesson to learn. There is a way for you to grow so much out of it so that you could be happier. Not just this whole become a better person, yada, yada. No. Half of us, depending on who hurt us, we don't care about being a better person. We don't. We say, you know what? They hurt us, screw them. I'm going to hurt them. I'm going to get back at them. Part of growing is learning how to be even happier in those moments after you've been hurt. I've been hurt. I've been frustrated. I've been upset. And yet, I found a way to love and accept and to grow. That's me. I got that. I did that. I stepped on the gas pedal to get there. But I was guided by my experiences. Because where did I learn that stuff? I learned it from the events that I've gone to, that I've been a part of, that I've helped crew, right? I've gotten that from the books that I've read. I've gotten that from the audiobooks I've listened to, from the videos that I've watched. I've got that through the conversations I've had with other people. All of those other things were brought to me by God and the universe. That's my belief. No coincidences. I read exactly what I was meant to read. I saw what I was meant to see. I heard what I was meant to hear. I've met who I've meant to meet, right? I've experienced what I'm meant to experience so far. Because what it's also doing is, if there's something I want to experience but I'm not experiencing it, it's creating this dissatisfaction in me. And that dissatisfaction does lead to change. Because you reach a threshold where it's like, enough is enough, I need to change. And then you get the insight, you get the opening, and you take it. You make the change. You live life differently. So it's in my dissatisfaction with certain parts of my life, do I see massive opportunity and growth and change? So I embrace it. I run towards it, not away from it. That's what I'm asking for here, right? I'm asking for you to accept that there is no coincidences. I say it in this way of like, oh yeah, like you gotta do this, but you don't. I may just be the one that's planting the seed, and someone later will convince you better. It might be me, but just a couple of years from now. I want, at the end of the day, for you to live a life where you are filled with growth and love and certainty and variety and significance and contribution. I want you to feel full, having every single need in your life met. For you to get there, you have to go. You have to make moves. You have to make decisions, take actions, and trust that all your experiences are nudging you in the right direction. It's kind of like little barriers on the wall, and it's just kind of like dink, 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 and you're just kind of like bouncing back and forth until you kind of like even out, and then you're going straight, right? Trust that that's the direction you're going in. I know it. I love it, and I'm here to help you with it. I'm here to help you. So let me help. That's all today. That's all for now. Who knows? Maybe I might pull a double today, a double episode, depending on what magic happens later. Maybe I'll just record more magic moments throughout the day. But until then, just remember to always fill up with the love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.